So the man, he looks over at me and he says, "Hey, dog, look at this. Look what somebody sent me." And he presses a button and he shows me the screen of his phone. And this rather rotund young gentleman says, Tim Dillon eats pancakes. And he was talking about a Turkish delight, this or something else. And I thought, this guy, he sounds a little drunk. He sounds like the man. His voice is a little raspy. His tongue's a little thick. Maybe he was already drunk when he got started. But he's talking about people that are in a shopping cart. And believe me, I have a few friends that live out of a shopping cart, and they're as happy as anybody ever was. The one guy, he lives at a shopping cart. He says, ever since I moved in the shopping cart, my life's been so much easier. There's so much less hassle. There's no bills. There's no electric bill. You have a tiny house, you could have a mortgage on the tiny house. These people are paying $45,000, $50,000 for a tiny house. You got an electric bill, you got a phone bill, you got whatever. I got a shopping cart. I got to worry if one of my wheels gets a little squeaky. That's it. I don't got to worry about nothing. It's a very low, whatever you call, profile existence. Forget about the tiny house. I live in a shopping cart. And this other person I knew, she was a very young, very hot lady. Beautiful young brunette. She lived in a shopping cart. It was a little rougher for her because a lot of the other shopping cart guys and some of the more lowly guys, maybe they're not guys that live out of a shopping cart, but maybe they're guys that pump gas at a gas station, or maybe all they do is bag groceries. And they're like, hey, I could get the shopping cart girl, and she's really good looking. So all the weirdos in the lower echelon, they're trying to get up with a shopping cart girl. She's like, hey, I'm a shopping cart girl. I'm not easy. I'm not a cheap date. Gosh, I've seen the shopping cart girl slap people upside the head. The funny thing is, I have a third friend who lives in a shopping cart, although he sublets out half his shopping cart. So he goes around to the other shopping cart people, and he tells those people, hey, if your shopping cart's getting overflowing, and you need a little extra room, for a little piece of money, not too much, because, shopping cart people don't have too much money to begin with. You can sublet a little piece. It's like a storage unit in my shopping cart. I have a small storage unit I can rent to you inside my shopping cart. So if you have an overflow of your shopping cart, maybe you can put some of your crap over here in my shopping cart, and I'll charge you a very, very nominal fee. I thought that was an awesome idea. The guy, he took the storage unit, thing, and he applied it to the shopping cart, the people who live in out of the shopping cart world. And he did very well for himself until people discovered he doesn't really have that much more room in his own shopping cart, and all their stuff was just overflowing and falling out anyways on the street. It didn't work, but he had a hell of an idea, and he made some money off it. It just, it didn't pan out in the end, but whatever. It's, what I'm saying is to Tim Dillon, do not overestimate and do not underestimate the world of the shopping cart people. There's a lot more to it than you might know. You maybe walk a mile, push a shopping cart for a mile in their shoes, and then maybe you'd know a little bit better. Then maybe you would know what it is you're talking about. But that was just me. That was the impression I got as an idiotic, stupid, simplistic dog looking at the man's cell phone at this guy. But whatever, it's all right. It was interesting, but as far as it went, it was interesting, but as far as it went.